Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do for you. I got something nice for you today, so let's get this party started. You know how we do it. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's the message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. You got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking, mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. I got you. So I asked the question, do you know you? You do, you will when I'm through. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can wake up. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Mayat, be true. You know, speaking of Mayat, got some more philosophy from her for you. This one is right thinkers. Let's talk about the concept of action and fate in Mayat philosophy. What the hell? Okay, let me simplify it, break it down for you. We call it synopsis, simplifying a hard concept. IRI. IRI means action, means to do something, things done, action. Mayat philosophy is based on the concept of actions, mainly right actions. And actions are called IRI. One's actions leave impressions, you reap what you sow, of the unconscious mind, and these emerge later as what? As desires, sometimes of the flesh, which impel you, the person, to do what? To certain situation that because of your desires, you're going to do that. We call them fetters, but you know that's desires from this aspect. Now, this concept is illustrated where most succinctly in what the teachings of the guy or teacher, priest, Merikara, Merikara. Now, in the Commission system, the god Asar serves the function of what? Administering Maya. Balance, order, reciprocity, all that's good. He represents that in the flesh. The gods base their decisions, what? About one's fate by means of what? Examining one's record as a human being. Stop right there. Remember, Asar was in the flesh. He was killed. He passed the scales of Maya, the first one to do so. He, in turn, became king of the underworld. He couldn't come back to this world, so he reigned as the king of the underworld, the afterlife they call it. So that was the concept. But remember, in order to get there, he had to pass in the flesh. As human beings, we're spiritual beings. Spirit Ra came in this physical form of Asar. He had to live a righteous and disciplined, spiritually disciplined lifestyle. So when his life was ended, taken by his brother, put him in a coffin, suffocated him, sent him down the river. They found him dead, raised him back for one night. His wife brought him back to life. You know how the story, God gave it to you over and over again. But the concept is he had to perform and be the best him in the flesh. So now we can pattern ourselves after him, aka archetype, prototype. Get the concept. That's all it's about. And this record is what we turn this record from doing as a human being, call it karma. Why? Because you do this, you get that cause and effect, okay, opposites. All those are natural laws that when you follow them, you're good. Now, we got karma. In India, it's called WRIGHT. Excuse me. It's called karma in India. Excuse me. That's why everybody uses it because it comes from India. I think they started. But in karma in Egypt, ancient Egypt, we called it WRIGHT. So we knew about it. In Indian history, the word karma, which appears in the Vedic tradition, everybody used the word, with the meaning of the act of what? Sacrifice as a ritual. Again, different interpretations, same word. Understand that. Even in the Upanishadic traditions, the word takes on what? Much more expanded and profound meaning. What is that? That it is had come to represent in modern times as the what? The residue or mental impressions of any action performed in an unenlightened person. When you're ignorant of yourself, you're going to do things that you got to be responsible for the actions, aka consequences. You reap what you sow, and through the ignorant, you're going to do bad things, and you're going to have to pay for that. Simple as that. That's the human way. Trial and error. How you know fire is hot? We told you that as a parent. We always told, but we all did what? Found out for ourselves. God is the same way. You can tell about God till you get blue in the face, but until they experience it, it means nothing. That's the concept. So everybody have had their God experience. Some of them recognize it, some of them didn't. Now, this residue, excuse me, it means that but the person, even after death, what? Due to that person's desires to experience pleasures of flesh from their performance of what? Certain actions. When you engage in sexual intercourse, the goal is to what? Have an orgasm. There's the end game. Simple. So you do that and you want to do it again. When you get high, I've seen my brothers put that thing in their arm and within a few seconds they go into that. That's the action from putting it in their body, and that's the action they get. They want that, so they get hooked on that. Again, anything that makes you feel good, anything that gives you pleasure, pretty much of the flesh or internally from induced chemicals, is not good. Because of spiritual ignorance, you think this is okay. I told you about the cloud nine. Okay, you got two. One with the drugs and one without. I'm on the one without. But since mystical philosophy maintains that happiness is what can only come from self-knowledge. I know, no. Knowing your name, no means jack. Cosmic or divine consciousness, becoming one with your higher self. That's the self-knowledge that they're talking about. Not the self-knowledge of the ego self. We all know that. And not from worldly possession or pursuits. Nothing in this physical world can bring you happiness. It be temporarily happy. You make it happy for a moment. Then that gets old real quick. But that's the concept. And all egoistic actions will inevitably lead to what? You ready? Disappointment and suffering. Why? Because of the action that you did out of ignorance has some repercussions and the consequences that you're going to have to suffer through because you did it. Well, I didn't know. It's not an excuse. Okay? Understand that in life, all that I thought I didn't know, those are all past tense things with something that's already happened. It means nothing. Again, Monday morning quarterbacking ain't won a game yet. If not in what? This lifetime, in the future one. Meaning you're going to carry, that's called residue. You're going to carry that memory. Okay? You're conscious. If you don't pass the scales of Maya, get eaten. But the spirit soul still has memory on it. However, that's called deja vu. This is not realized by people. Why? Because when Some actions are performed. I just try to explain it to you. Watch this. They seem to give a desired result or pleasure. Ding, 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 right there. The endorphins get the firing off. You see a pretty girl. You get excited. You talk to her. Get a little more excited. Oh, oh. When y'all get about to do what y'all gonna do, you like this. Yeah, because that's too much adrenaline. That's not good. Why? Premature ejaculation. Sound familiar? This is why y'all need all this extra stuff to keep the little thing hard. Because now see, you done gave in and all useless nonsense, but of the flesh, people who want desire and pleasure of the flesh, they're going to do that by the millions. Trust me. Just because they're doing it, or don't mean you have to. That's just my advice to my kids. I don't give a damn what they're doing. I'm telling you, do this. Why? What they're doing, they got to deal with that themselves. That's why. When you do the right thing, you're rewarded with blessings. When you do wrong and whatever everybody's doing, you got to pay like everybody else. The mission, paying the devil, he dance to that music, you got to pay the piper. By any means necessary, he's going to get you one way or another. Moving on. And this, then what? It leads to the development of now your craving and your personality as people become now dependent on the result of their action to experience happiness, to get it back. Cigarette smoke, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever it is, you're going to continue to do it. And when you can't control it, it's an addiction. When you don't have no balance, you are hooked. Simple as that. It start out a little bit, all of a sudden it's growing. Now I can stop anytime I want. Now you can't stop at all. That's not good. Okay, that's lack of self-control. Or watch this. You experience everything for the results of happy for that moment. Or watch this. Or as it referred to in yoga, you get the fruits of your action, fruits of your labor, whatever. But when you are a doer, you got a doer, you got a non-doer. I gave you that lesson. A non-doer, you think, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that means you do things for a reason. You do things for the action and the fruits of it. You do it, cause and effect. You want the effect. You want the after effect, meaning you did this for that. You're a deal maker. A non-doer will do things for the right reason and don't want nothing in return. It's called a selfless service. That's right thing in philosophy. That's how I know. And watch this. The person feels what? That if they can engage in this action, when again and again, you want more? Yeah. They got a pill. 36 hours, man. It keep your ears hard. I don't need to do nothing for 36 hours. Moving on. That's the first lady. All you want, that means you want to just go. Really? Put that snoot to use, your mother. I mean, do something productive. Just having orgasm and having sexual pleasures of the flesh ain't gonna get you nothing but not. After that, then what? Moving on. Just the concept that we got to think about. And we don't think about it till what? Like the money quarterback after. They will be, you with the girl, y'all laying up there, you did everything you want. After it's all said and done, you got yours, she got hers. It look like, why did I just do that? Lack of discipline. Giving it to your lower nation. Everybody does it. Until what? They get better. Moving on. I did. They will what? They will be a happier person. Or what? At least derive the same or more pleasures of the flesh that they desired when they started the action that led to that. Some people go out to find pleasures. Okay? Thus, what happens? They strive to perform those actions that seem to bring them pleasures as much as possible, and they strive to avoid what? The consequences of the actions. They develop a dislike for those actions or situations. Again, living for the pleasures, living for the thrill, all that nonsense, that's all ignorant living. Moving on, a self-disciplined person will follow a routine, hold themselves accountable, and do what they need to do, and profit thereby, and benefit for them. And you have situations which what? They perceive as being what? An obstacle for their experience of pleasure. If something blocked them from getting what they want, from the word CB, cop blockers, man, can't you see I'm trying to mess my game up? And anything you're doing when somebody goes against what you want, that's your concept. That's your response to that. Why? Because I'm trying to get mine, dude. Relax. You know how we do. Many times, their actions to what? To recapture the pleasure. If I had a good sex event with this one lady, I'm looking to have it again with another one. Why? That's what I want to do. Sound familiar? Go both ways, women and men. And then you look at, because you had a good one with this one, you go down and it wasn't as good. Let me try that one. They got now they call it the body count. Really? That's a double-edged sword. Moving on, I ain't getting involved, but that's y'all concept, young people. Now, how many people you slept with? I really don't need to know that, personally. That's all, just me. I want to know, okay, but sometimes be careful what you ask for. Why? When you get it, you may not like it. I just need to know. Okay. Here we go. Let's go. But anybody in search of pleasures that they experienced previously in similar circumstances, and it always will what? Chase. That's called chasing the dragon. Chasing pleasures. Chasing high. Chasing something that's going to make you feel good. Everything in life ain't to be felt good. Medicine when I was coming out tastes like crap, but it worked. So it wasn't about how good it tastes. It was the purpose that was set to work. Some things, truth, don't have to feel good to you. Don't have to make you feel good. It's just truth, and it's for a reason. Deal with it. And what happens? People simply make excuses. What? For those times of what? Disappointment or frustration, and they'll continue on with their next pursuit for the same thing, chasing their tail. The Ouroboros going nowhere. But now another problem for us is that one cannot pursue that which gives pleasure on a continuous basis. When I was coming up, the weekend started on Thursday night. We go clubbing Friday night, go back clubbing Saturday night, we club until Sunday morning. Sunday morning, party's over. We got to get back to the real world. Back in the day, that's what we did. Now, they start clubbing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think the only day y'all ain't in the club is Monday, maybe Tuesday, but most of that, y'all, man, god dog. But again, that's overuse, okay? Overdose is taking something that's good to you too much, and what? It will kill you too. What make you feel good is that what make you laugh, make you cry. My man's favorite saying, he was a dice man, so he knew what he talking about. Let me wrap this up. I see the tape. I see the time. But watch this. But this is not true happiness. Again, anything that you get in this physical world is not true happiness. Moving on. True happiness is what? Is defined as an experience of the state of enlightenment, meaning something happening within, whereby one experiences what? Joy, when all the time. We call it blissed out. Okay? When you and God become one, you just as happy as you want to be. And other people ain't going to understand that unless what? They got the same thing. That's why I know we say real recognize real. Oh, bliss recognize bliss. Why? If you in that state, I'm in that state, we're going to recognize each other. Okay, that's the difference, right there, because that's my point. And what happened? They're there all the time. And what's this? In all conditions, they find joy within themselves. That's Hotep, supreme peace. You can't move the needle within me one way or another when I'm at that point. In all conditions, in all circumstances, you will maintain the same. I detach, I'm dispassionate, I'm discernment. I'm using everything I need to keep myself in a due balance within myself. So I don't let the situation or whatever's going on sway me one way or another. When people try to tell you a story to get you on their side, they start dressing it up, setting you up so you can get them thinking like them. Man, stop that. Tell me just what happened. Sorry about that, but yeah, we all do it. Where we at? Now, this means that what? True happiness is not a byproduct. You ready? Or a dependent on doing some activity or acquiring some object or even a situation. Getting the girl, making a good job, getting all that, being successful, that ain't even gonna bring you happiness. Okay, why? That's not where it starts. It starts within. But rather, what happened? It is a state of being. Ding, 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 ding. Why do you think the monks sit in meditation? Why do you think they sit for hours on end? They are disconcerting themselves with the world. They go within themselves. When I go to meditation state, that's what I do. Forget all this. I go into my own place daily. You get used to it after a while. You look forward to it. Why? Because it's something that you can look forward to that's going to bring you what? Peace and calmness within yourself. That's the difference. And watch this. It is unaffected by any outside situation or circumstances of the world. The inner you should not be moved. Once you reach that level within yourself, you won't let nothing disturb that peace within. That's why. And if a person it is your true essence, okay? And when an enlightened person performs actions, watch this. This is the best part. They are not doing so to what? To become happy and to have results, to get something. Because I did this, you're going to give me that. Not cause and effect. No, they're reaping. They're doing. They're giving. Why? Because when you reap, you're going to sow what you reap. And if you reap good, you're going to be so good. If you be bad, you can't expect the good to come from you. If it wasn't for bad luck, we have none. Why? We didn't earn no good luck. We didn't take nothing for that. We didn't know that then. Well, it went for that was our ongoing joke. Now I get it. So funny. But you got to understand, happiness comes from within, not from without. But now wrapping it up. But because it is a righteous action as the doers that they are being guided to do by their what? Connection to who? Higher self, the divine. Thus, in effect, they are now performing divine ordered work. I tell you, I'm on a mission from God. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what they said. When you like that, you're going to do it. Don't make a difference what people think, feel, or say. You're going to do what you think you should do. For who? You. Thus, karma impels a person to what? Reincarnate. Why? Because your actions. If your actions not good, you got to be responsible for that. That's why. Moving on. And in order to attempt the fulfillment of your desires left over from either previous lives, karma, and this cycle is called what? Birth and death. Birth continues until there is a full what? You ready? Self-knowledge, aka knowledge of self, to know thyself. Until that happens, you ain't going that way. You're going to continue to go reincarnate. They've been telling that for thousands of years. I'm telling you now for a few years. I don't know how many people get it, but it's the same thing. Moving on and wrap it up. I appreciate you too. Now, until you have full knowledge of self and of the illusoriness of the desires of this physical world, worldly attainments and actions will continue to have you sucked in, to continue to lure you in, continue to strive for what? I want that, I like that, I want some more of that, oh, I like that. Money, fortune, and fame. Don't forget the sex. Got to have sex. That's the most powerful force going to man, and we have yet to learn how to control it. I have. Thus, karma is not fate, but the tendency that a person sets up in their deep unconscious is what? To like or dislike and desire or repudiate. You make those decisions. So, and if you are ignorant, those decisions are not going to be good. That's what I'm saying. That's the fetter, because you're going to cause it on yourself. This duality, remember, it keeps the mind flowing from what? Adversity to prosperity, or from pleasurable to painful situation without achieving a resolution or reach peace of mind and reach peace indefinitely. You will continue the cycle. The same philosophy of the residue, aka karma, of action, I read, that remains in the mind of a person, that's your deep unconscious level. It may be seen in the commission teachings by who we call Kara. But it states, many people think of philosophy of karma as a concept that originated in India. Again, a lot of stuff they think, but au contraire, my friend, and my man Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. The following text will show that it was a concept that was well understood in Kemet and very much in harmony with what is today referred to as, which I call it karma, still is. We know that's WRIGHT, or I call it read what you sow. In ancient Egypt, the word for karma was WRIGHT, meaning action, which attaches to a person and leads them to what? Their fate. That's the action going to lead you to your fate. What you do is what you're going to get. Even behind death, beyond death. This is the same understanding in the Hindu philosophy. Now, the Commission teachings of Mirakara, and from the Per Imharu, our Bible, illuminates what this teaching in detail. Watch this. It's highlighted in this next phrase. It's called Instructions of Mirakara from the 14th chapter in the book of Coming Forth by Day. It says, the court that judges the rich means at Judgment Day. It got a court of 42 judges. You know they are not lenient. No exceptions. Either you do or you don't. Ain't no in-betweens. Ain't no, well, I like everything. No, that's indecisiveness. You fail. You don't do the fence right. Okay, you either black or you white. You either good or you bad. You can't be both. You can't serve two masters. On the day of judgment, and we all going to have ours, the miserable, that means the unenlightened, that means the ignorant, they're going to be judged, and they're not going to be judged in a good light. So in the hour of doing their task, it is painful when the accuser has knowledge and do not trust in the length of the years thinking time will pass. No, when you don't have self-knowledge, you're doomed to fail in life. Their view, a lifetime is what? Is yet an hour to the gods in the next realm. So you can't rely on time passing. Maybe they'll forget. No, it don't work that way. Okay, they're telling you this is karma. Karma stays with you. You can't escape your karma. Why? It's yours. That's why the slave master put bells on us. What? So when we ran, he could hear us. Moving on. Jingle bell. Remember him? When a man remains, watch this. When a man remains over after death, what that mean? That means his WRIGHT, his deeds and his actions is going to be judged. And that's what's going to be weighed in the scales of my eye. You can't blame nobody for your actions. And they keep it right here in the heart. That's the judge. That's who judges you. You, your real self, your true self. And watch this. When this remains after death, his WRIGHT, karma comes and brings you all your stuff. That's yours. So now you are trying, you're about to put that on a scale. That's not going to be good. It's never in good for y'all. So understand this. And being a yonder lasts forever. That means whatever circumstance you're going to get, that's going to be it. This is the judgment. This is it. You get judgment from court. Pretty much, you got to adhere to it. So we knew that a long time ago. That's where they got it from. And watch this. A fool, which is the unenlightened or non-right thinkers, okay, who didn't do nothing but follow religion. A fool is who does what? They reprove. They wish they hadn't done what they did. They wish we can do. No, it don't go that way. You're going to get a do-over. You just won't be aware of it. Oh, you're going back. Don't worry. You ain't going to know. We can't take you. Why? You don't know a damn thing. You don't know who you are. In order to get in, you need to know who you are. In Masonic, in the court order, you got to know the knocks. You got to have the password. You got to know the handshake. It's a lot of work. Moving on. He who reaches, watch this now. This is for my right thinkers, my followers. He who reaches them without having done wrong. Not perfect. No. Knowing right from wrong and doing what's right. That's how you avoid doing wrong. You know, if I do this, it's wrong. My pastor got a phrase, I love it. I'm not going to let you take me to hell with you. So I'm not going to follow you in the way you're going. Why are you going to hell? I ain't going with you. Simple. When you're doing wrong, that's where you're going. Simple. And when you can make that decision not to do wrong and do right, you will be rewarded. That's what they tell you. Watch this. For those who reach without having done wrong will exist there and become what? Like gods. And they'll be free striding like the Lord's forever. And that's the instructions of Merikara, the ancient Egyptian priest. He was laying it out a long time ago, way before y'all come up with karma and this or this and that. We already knew that. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope I got my point across. Remember, I read is what sets you free. Why? You do it right, you good. You do it wrong, you'll pay. Trust me. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. But I read, I see you on the other side. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.